So the big picture for this lesson is domain and range from a graph. So here's an example of a function. There are 4 coordinates here, and the domain is a set of all x values, or the set of all inputs. And in this case, we're going to write the set of 4 numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so those are the x values, 0, 1, 2, 3. And these curly brackets here, those represent a set of numbers in math. So you're saying the domain is the set of numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and those are all the x values. The range is the y values. 0, 2, 4, 6. So the range is the set of numbers 0, 2, 4, 6. Those are the y values from the graph. Okay, let's look at another example. In this case, we have a line. Now, a line is an infinite set of points. So that means we can't use the regular set notation of just listing all the numbers because the numbers go on forever. So we need another system. It's called setbuilder. Okay, so for this one, the x values go on forever in both directions, left and right. So we say it's all real numbers, or the set of real numbers. And that's what this setbuilder notation does. Domain, x is an element of the real number set. That's what that means. You have this Greek letter E here. X is an element of the real number set. That means that it's the set of all real numbers. And for the range, it's also the set of all real numbers. So you could say y is an element of the real number set. There's another notation called interval notation. So for the domain extends forever in both directions. So you would say the interval is negative infinity to infinity. That basically means the interval of the domain goes forever in both directions. It never stops negative, never stops positive. Also saying that it's unbounded, if you remember that. And the range is the same because the y goes forever in either direction. And that's the interval for that one. Let's look at another example. Okay, here we have this parabola shape for setbuilder. We say the domain is x is an element of the real number set. The reason being is because the parabola extends to the left and the right forever in both directions. It keeps going up, but also keeps going left and right forever. Now the range is a little different. Because the parabola has a lowest value, it looks like the lowest value is y equals 2. So I have to be a little more specific here. So here's what this one says. Y is an element of the real number set such that y is greater than or equal to 2. And this is mathematical symbol notation. This bar going up and down means such that. So it's y is an element of the real number set such that y is greater than or equal to 2. And basically that's saying y is greater than or equal to 2 in the real numbers. Now for interval notation, you would have that for domain because it goes forever in both directions on the x. But for the y, it has a lower bound of 2. So it would be like this. Because the 2 is the lower bound and it includes 2, the interval would be 2 comma infinity, meaning that it goes forever in the positive direction but stops at 2. Let's look at one more. Okay, this one's a very strange shape. So for the domain, let's see, it looks like the lowest value for x is negative 5, and it keeps going to the right forever. So here's how you would write it in setbuilder. Okay, so you say the domain is x is an element of the real number set such that x is greater than -5. Not equal to -5, just greater than -5. So that means x is always greater than -5 for the domain. For the range, so it looks like the y values start at +6 and then go up to +10, looks like the highest point, and then starts going down and continues down forever. So here's how you would write that. For the range, y is an element of the real number set such that y is less than or equal to 10, meaning 10 is the maximum value and y is all of the numbers less than or equal to 10. So look at interval notation. Okay, that is saying that the interval is open at -5, and that's because -5 is not included, open circle there. And then continues forever to the right, which is mean what the infinity means. Now let's look at the range. So that one's -infinity on the left and then 10 closed on the right. So it's -infinity on the left because it continues down forever in the y direction, so it keeps going negative forever. And the upper bound is 10 with 10 included, so that's why you have 10 with a closed there.